What's going on, guys? About to check out Candace Owens. She's speaking on Tucker Carlson. Let's get straight into it. See what she got to say. Go and check out the original video in full on her channel. She looks so radiant today. She look radiant every day. All right, let's check out.
I'm what they term a conspiracy theorist. Fortunately, a conspiracy theorist who has 3 healthy children because I have not offered their
this stuff. You're a little bit behind.
Media. Now, speaking of the mainstream media, Tucker has just been an absolute joy. Everybody knows I am a Tucker Carlson stan. I make no apologies for that. There is so much synergy between me and Tucker Carlson. And like I said, there's just so few people in media that I actually look up to. And when we sort of watched what Fox News did to them, and like I've said, Fox News has always been good to me, but I think we all felt the same way about what they did to their lead talent. And we all felt that we had developed this relationship with him as somebody that we could actually trust, that was still a part of the corporate media apparatus. And so to see him out there and selling out stadiums all across the world and to see the success that he has had independently is tremendously inspiring to me. And then, of course, seeing this, again, he's down under. And as is to be expected, he is dealing with reporters who are trying to get him in a gotcha moment, one reporter after the other.
Of course. Of course. He probably gonna have to moonwalk around them real quick. Not even moonwalk, bro. Either way, he can get down, gonna steamroll through them.
And it just becomes apparent that Tucker has had enough of their questions that are just so evident. You know, they're just so, it's so evident who they work for. And a ton of people were asking him about Putin. And here's what Tucker said in response. Here's a quick clip of that.
My question on Putin.
Putin!
I think you did strategically because you knew it's what we'd ask.
Putin! He's so bad!
And I also appreciate that.
Did he make you take the COVID shot?
Take the what?
Oh, wow.
The COVID shot?
That's crazy.
No, he didn't. Sorry.
The COVID shot saved probably tens of millions.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Safe and effective. This is why everyone loves the media.
Probably 100 times more lives than Putin has killed in
It's like a time.
Hey, we're watching this video for educational purposes. We're watching for educational purposes, fam. I'm not a doctor. If you want doctor medical advice, go to a doctor.
Time capsule. It's like,
I don't know nothing.
It's like you're like the last Japanese soldier on Okinawa. You think the war's still going? No, it didn't save millions of lives. It's hilarious. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm being boorish.
I just love that so much. I love it because he's correct. They sound like droids. They all say the exact same thing. There is no independence in the media. It is just a carbon copy. And they all pretend it's going to be a hard-hitting question. How predictable? You're going to ask him about Putin because how dare a journalist without the authority of corporate media go out to interview Putin without saying all of the things that the corporate media would like suggested about Putin because they are just itching to go to war with him. And as I said yesterday, I'm just not biting on this propaganda. I'm sorry. I am not here for another Christian country to be taken down and flooded with migrants. Because that's what they do. They flood these countries with migrants and then.
I ain't gonna front. It's getting pretty damn flooded over here. If I'm gonna just be frank. If I'm just being honest, yeah, it's getting kind of crazy. I think America needs to start focusing on America, right? That's what we need to do. Focus on us, right? Let's get things going over here. Make sure we straight. Make sure we good, right? It's crazy, man. I swear, this got me thinking about that whole debate that was going on. We're going to probably talk about that. I'll do a little segment about that. If you're watching this on Twitch, you're going to catch that early.
They render these countries completely subjugated. People become impoverished. The countries don't look like those countries anymore. I mean, literally, you can go through the cities, some cities in America, and how dilapidated are they? And then you go to Russia, and as Tucker demonstrated, you have a faithful country. You have a country that has clean subways. You have a country that actually is doing, despite the media telling us otherwise, has been doing well economically, that is standing independent from the globalist cabal that we are facing here today that keeps trying to convince us that we need to look around us, see filth, and smile. Learn to love your surroundings. Smile. Learn to love it. It's going to be so great. And yes, they are intentionally flooding these countries with migrants. It is so evident that they are doing this intentionally. They do not want us to have any identity. Ultimately, their goal is human enslavement. They want us to be happy slaves. And so it just brings me so much pleasure.
She cooking. She said they wanted to be happy slaves. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Yeah, she on point.
You see people like Tucker calling them out on that. And just on time, another reporter, brave reporter, journalist, stepped to the plate to ask Tucker about his, idea of white replacement, quote unquote, white replacement. Take a listen.
So you talked a little bit about immigration, and in the past you've talked about how white Australians, Americans, Europeans are being replaced by non-white immigrants in what is often referred to as the Great Replacement Theory. This is the same.
Have I said that whites are being replaced?
Well,
I don't think I said that.
Well, it's been mentioned on your show 4,000 times. And
really, when did I say that?
On your show.
I said whites are being replaced?
You have said that before.
Really?
Yeah.
I would challenge you to cite that, because I'm pretty sure I haven't said that. I said native-born Americans are being replaced, including blacks.
Native-born Americans.
Native-born Americans. And Americans black Americans have been, African Americans have been in the United States for, in many cases, their families over 400 years. And their concerns are every bit as real and valid and alive to me as the concerns of white people whose families have been there 400 years. My concern is that the people who are born in the country are the main responsibility.
They keep trying to trap him, but he's too smart. They trying to trap him, but he's way too smart, fam. He's not going to fall for the BS.
If it's leaders. And as noted earlier, when those leaders shift their concern from the people whose responsibility it is to take care of to people around the world, to put their priorities above that of their own citizens, that's immoral. And they are being replaced in my country, people who are born in the United States. And the birth rate tells the whole story. They're not at replacement rate. And so the U.S. population is growing because we're importing people from other countries.
I tried to be there. If y'all heard that, my bad, guys. I always try to mute it when I cough, but y'all might have heard that.
Countries. And my view is that happy people have children, and a functioning economy allows them to do that. And we don't have that. And so you need to fix the economy and fix the culture and make it so that people who want to have kids can. You don't just go for the quick sugar fix of importing new people. Like, that's my position. And if you think that's racist, that's your problem.
Yeah, and it is absolutely true. They are replacing our culture, this whole concept of multiculturalism, and this is what the journalists do. If you're starting to notice that you don't recognize your surroundings, maybe you're in the UK, maybe you're growing up in England and you're going, hey, I don't recognize this place. This is what the culture has completely changed. Maybe you're growing up in America and you're going, hey, this is not the America that I remember. I say that now, having grown up in the 90s, this is not the America that I remember. I walk down the streets or drive down the streets rather where I grew up, and everything looks like we're becoming a impoverished country. You can't even get roads paved. But if you notice it, if you begin to voice those concerns that something evil is going on, obviously, then you get called a racist. Oh, you just don't want migrants flooded into your country. It's because you're.
Man, you get called anything. Whatever they could paint you to get people to never listen to you, that's what you'll get called. Anything, fam. I gotta make sure I'm talking into the mic. I can't see there's a mic down here. But yeah, fam, you'll get called anything. Whatever they can call you to cancel you and destroy you. That's what they want to do.
A racist. Yeah, that is the slave owners trying to convince their slaves not to believe that they are slaves, not to believe that they are being used like cattle, right? They are essentially making us go out there. They are taking our tax dollars and they are spending it however they want to. You get to work. Nothing around you is going to get better. And if you notice it, we're going to hit you over the head by having you branded as a racist. And then, of course, this reporter goes on to describe how awful that replacement theory is because, well, that's how you get shootings. And shootings are really bad, right? Take a listen.
This is the same theory, or as you say, idea that has inspired the New York Buffalo shooting where 11 Americans were killed. Two white Americans were killed. Like, it's also inspired.
It's not. First of all,
it's inspired one of the worst Australian.
How do they get people this stupid in the media? I guess it doesn't pay well. Look, I'm sorry. I've lived among people like you for too long, and I don't mean to call you stupid. Maybe you're just pretending to be, but I'm totally against violence. I'm totally against the war in Ukraine, for example, which doubtless you support. And like all dutiful liberals, support more carnage. I don't. I hate mass shootings, actually. Nothing I said, what does it mean to inspire something? My views are not bigoted against any group. They're honest. They're factual. That's not hate. That's reality. And my views derive from my deep concern for Americans, actually. Americans aren't having kids because they can't afford to. And nobody in charge cares. And so that's my position. That doesn't inspire mass shootings. How dare you try to tie me to some lunatic who
That was
murders people?
disgusting.
So therefore you support gun control?
Yeah, that was disgusting. That's what she got from that? That's what.
What? I thought it couldn't get dumber, but it did. No,
Yeah, it
I don't
did.
support disarming law-abiding people so they can't defend themselves. So the government has a monopoly on violence? I don't think so. First of all, in my country, that's illegal, as you know. But moreover, it should
This
be
is
illegal in
nuts.
every country. A sovereign person has the right to defend himself and his family. Period. And that said, I'm totally opposed to harming anyone. Have you been calling? Are you concerned about the war in Ukraine and the countless innocents being murdered every single day? I doubt you are. Probably Putin bad. I am. I'm a Christian. I hate violence. I hate mass shootings. I have guns at home and often on my person when I'm in the United States, I'm proud to say, because I want to defend myself and those I love against violence.
That's
the
right.
point.
And of course, it is just so ironic. It really is something to have people step to the plate and try to accuse you of inspiring shootings, right? That's always
Disgusting. It was disgusting. It's just an excuse, fam. It's nasty as hell, fam. It's just an excuse to be filthy.
their move, by the way. Remember, I was notoriously accused of inspiring a mosque shooting in New Zealand. That's how they take you out. Your ideas are so harmful. Mosque shootings are happening in places that you've never been to, countries you've never been to, like New Zealand. And Tucker, of course, puts her in her place and reminds her that these people who claim to be, against violence are the exact same people that are very happy as we never stop dropping bombs on civilians overseas. That's the truth. And then when you call them out and say, well, you hate violence so much, you want us to give up our guns, and yet you are perfectly okay with millions and millions of civilians being killed overseas. Your mum on that part. Yeah, because you're a puppet.
Facts. Not lying about that. 100%. You're not lying about that. And there was nothing that she could say. It is, let's pull some bull crap out and talk about something else. That's what she did.
For the government. We get it. We see that now. That's who these journalists work for. They do not work for the people, right? Do not believe that. These people work 100%. For the government. They are on government marching orders, and they see people like Tucker Carlson and people like me as problematic because they're waking up everybody to the evils of the government. And let me tell you something. True. Taxes, it's an evil of the government. It is theft.
Yo. Yes. Nick, yes. Hell yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's foul. Damn. That came out of nowhere. It caught me off guard how she came with that realness.
Which brings me to Tax Network USA, because I know there are...
Wait. She went in. She went in. But guys, she's cooking. She was super on point. And so was Tucker Carlson. But tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. Hit the like button, share the video as well. Also, check out Candace Owens, man. I think she's super dope and talented. Man, make sure you go and check that full video out or just check out her channel in general. She's independent and she's killing it, man. Tell me what you guys think.